Today I'll be sharing how to create dynamic async imports in React apps. In this lesson, we'll use async dynamic imports in a Create React app project. There we'll create dynamic chunks and dynamic file names by using async imports and webpack magic commands. First, let's create a new React application using Create React app, and the name of the project will be dynamic async imports. When it finishes, let's open with Visual Code. Now let's start the project by opening the terminal and running yarn start. This command will open a page with our examples. So now we can open the DevTools, go to Network tab and click to apply the filter to make only the JavaScript files visible. Moving back to our project, let's open app.js file. This file contains all the application content and components. Let's select this content and create a new file called paragraph.js. Inside this new file, we'll be importing React, creating a new component called paragraph, and pasting with the selected JSX content from app.js. Moving back to the app, let's import our paragraph component. Now let's convert app component into a React class. We also need to create a render method and move the component content to be returned inside the new render method. Moving back to the browser, let's just confirm that everything's working. Yeah, so far so good. We can see the chunks being loaded. So what we do now is add an async port for a paragraph component. That will be done inside a React lifecycle function called componentIdMount. So it loads when the app component is already in the DOM. We request the component via import function. Then we can get the exported component and add inside the React state that we call paragraph to be used later. The last change will be inside the render method. Now we'll be checking if the state has any content. If it has, it returns the page content. Otherwise, it means that the file is still loading. Moving back to the page, we can see there is a new file called 2.chunk.js requesting our paragraph component. Now we'll add a webpack magic comment to change the file name for something more readable. So this new file will have the name of async-paragraph. Now back to the page, we can confirm everything's working. We have the new file called async-paragraph loaded, and let's create a new component called link. The process will be the same, pretty much as what we did with paragraph. We can copy, cut the content, create a new file, and paste the content in the new link component. Now back to app, let's load our link component using async-import. We use proms all to import both components, extract the content, and add them inside state. After that, we'll change the render method to check if we have paragraph or link and render both components. The new file for link will be called async link, and now we can see in the page that we are loading both async files. Now let's create a new function called dynamic async ports. What this function will do is abstract all what we did to import the files asynchronously, and more than that, instead of define the names using async-paragraph and async-link, we'll be using a new magic comment called async-request. As soon as we pass the information there, it gets all the variables that we're passing, in this case paragraph and link, and create the files use the same logic. So we won't need to create a new async with the new name of the component being created automatically via webpack. Now when back to the page, we can see that all async chunks are loaded. And more than this, they still have the same names and they're calling the same files.